beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. I low-key, more like high-key, forgot where we were from the last recording until I saw this guy in front of my face. Honestly, I'm very tired of all the baddies, or like the side characters, looking real cute, because I really want to date them. I look up to see someone I hope to never see again. I can't stop myself from gasping. Jun! A cold shiver runs through me. Drawn by my reaction, Takumi turns to me and his eyes immediately jump to Jun. He quickly pushes me behind him. What the hell do you want? Don't tell me you have nothing better to do than to stalk us. Jun sighs. I'm not who you think I am. The hell is that supposed to mean? Exactly what I said. Oh, you're not actually Jun. I'm not the man who did whatever you think he did. I love how Jun's name has like a little question mark. Taku, not okay. I said Takumi. Taku scrutinizes his face, even though his name is Takumi, but she shortened. Bullshit. I think I remember the guy who broke my ribs. Taku reaches into his sleeve, holding something we can't see. I want payback, but I'll let it go for now because I want more info on Yazu. Huh. Stay away from Jun. You're safer that way. Having said that, Jun just walks away, leaving us standing there. Could he have a brother? A twin? Joe, can we date that twin? I shrug, because he looks way nicer. That would explain it. I didn't think Jun looked the type to dress that way anyway. We're dating that twin. Ugh, and then he just ignored me like I wasn't any threat. Like he was more concerned for my safety than his brother's. Not knowing what to say or do, I just take Takumi's hand, hoping to distract him from his apparent angst. Let's go. We go home, but Takumi stops just outside of Aurealia's apartment. Before I can ask why, he pulls out a pack of cigarettes and pops one between his lips. Excuse me! Almost out of habit, I want to admonish him for it, but I find that I don't really care anymore. If the cigarettes are normally just for missions, why are you smoking now? Because I want to. Puff, puff, burn that. No, get out. I'm not down for that. I'm not down for drugs. I told you that some of them have addictive properties. Can you stop? Can I be your addiction? It's not cute. Cute line, guys, right? Taku shrugs and I decide not to push it. Instead, I hold my hand out just under a cigarette. Need a light? Don't encourage it. Taku offers me a little smile as he nods. I snap my fingers to create a little fire. But instead of fire, the cigarette just disappears, pointing away to who knows where. What the hell? If you didn't want me to smoke around you, you could have just said... No, that's not it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Lately, your magic has been unstable, even when I've done the spell before. You have been acting weird lately. Are you alright? Are you alright, Taku? Because you've been acting weird too. Is there something weird going on with your magic? Yeah, I'm hearing voices. I don't think so. You liar. You're hearing voices. Without saying anything, Takumi pulls out his phone and starts making a call. What's going on? Hey, I need a favor. Sorry, but it has to be you. You're the only one who could keep quiet about this. I listen on as Takumi describes to someone that I have been staying with him somewhere the entire time, and that we've been handling my power control on our own, but now there's something weird going on with my magic. The more he talks about me, the more apprehensive I feel. Who the hell is he talking to? Finally, Taku hangs up and looks at me. Do you mind if we go out somewhere before going in? I shake my head. Are you going to tell me who that is? Is that who we're going to meet? Taku laughs. Oh, he's so curious. Yeah, let's go. And don't worry, you can trust this guy. With that, we leave the building. Oh, I miss this place. Takumi takes... What the heck? A big bird's shadow just flew by my window and I got so scared. Takumi takes me to a grungy, shady-looking bar at the edge of Yoru. I'm not particularly surprised to be taken somewhere like this, although admittedly, in the past, I would have been. As we walk up to the bar, I am surprised to see the magenta-haired person waiting for us. Shinji. Upon seeing us, he gives Takumi a little nod. I follow behind Takumi towards him, suddenly feeling very nervous. He's not going to say anything about me disappearing that day, is he? Takumi sits down at the bar, leaving a spot open between him and Shinji. Hey man! Hey, you've been gone for a while. The warm tone of their exchange surprises me. I didn't know these two were friends with each other. I was starting to think you might have gotten yourself killed or something. Nah, not yet. He dismisses it so easily, but I can't forget his unconscious body lying in a pool of his own blood. Yeah, not yet, luckily. I sigh and draw their attention to me without meaning to. Shinji smiles down at me. Don't smile at me, you're gonna steal my heart again. So, what's the problem exactly? You said her magic has been acting strange lately, but strange how? Well, I'll let Michiko explain what's happening. Hesitantly, I look at Taku, but it continues smiling and nods at me to start speaking. Don't hold anything back. It could be important. It's alright. Take your time. There is no rush, so just talk when you're ready. It describes some of the weird ways my magic has been acting, not losing control precisely, but at times doing something totally different from what I meant to do. When I finish speaking, Shinji doesn't say anything, seemingly thinking over my words. I scratch my ear. Get out of my hair! Now we take the headset back out. I freeze at the sound of a strange voice in my ear. Oh no. Again? Out of the corner of my eye, I can see it. Dark, shadowy figures creeping closer. You see them? It's not a question. I gulp. You see those things too? Shinji's eyes flit to where the shadows are hiding and he nods. Yeah, I can see them. Oh shoot, he sees the dead, remember? You see spirits? I'm seeing spirits. So, I'm not going insane or anything? No, you've gone insane. I've been seeing and hearing shadowy figures and whispers for some time now, and lately it's been getting worse. I see. He watches the shadows straight on, and I wonder if they don't hide from his gaze. I miss Shinji's route. I felt so sad for him. For a while he remains like this, as if mesmerized by the shadowy figure's movements. Then he looks back at me. You've been using death magic then, haven't you? Well, what? How do you... Yes, I have been using it. I didn't know any other way to get my powers under control quickly, and it just seemed like the simplest solution. Well, that explains how you got it all under control so quickly. I was wondering how you managed it, and it looks like I got my answer now. Shinji grows quiet, and I find myself unable to take my eyes off of him. Frozen in anticipation, I have to remind myself to breathe. Death magic is not something anyone gets naturally. No one is born with it. The only natural way to gain access to it is have it touch your soul. Usually that means being possessed by a spirit. That's pretty much the only safe way to become a death mage, although I don't recommend it. Being possessed isn't exactly fun. The nice spirits would never possess someone, and the ones who would, well, I'm sure you can imagine. But this way though, the death magic becomes a part of you, and it's not as corrosive to the soul as it would be otherwise. Corrosive? Even though I ask, I'm not sure what I want to know exactly, but I need to know. Shinji nods. Yeah, the other way to obtain the abilities is to force it. You force your way by using magic that isn't meant for the living. It seems that you try to force it to come to you. Grasping and grabbing at it, you try to make it work for you. It didn't come to you naturally, so it would wear you at it would wear at you more, instead of just corrupting it. It consumes. It corrupts your soul and eats away at it the more you use it. Although that's not something anyone can avoid, no matter how they got the magic. The more you use it, the more things change. It starts pretty small too, so you manage to tell yourself that it's nothing, just your mind playing tricks on you. Shadowy figures just out of the corner of your eye. They disappear every time you turn to look. So you think you're just imagining it, up to the point where they don't go away. They hide, they move away, but they don't disappear anymore, not unless they want to. And then you start to hear them. They whisper things almost constantly. The better you see them, the more you're aware. The more they whisper. You can sort of ignore it after you're used to it, but sometimes they get more persistent. It's never quite anything you can understand. It's barely there. It's something you can recognize but can't comprehend. Shinji sighs and looks down at his drink. I admit, I fear the day that I'll finally hear them properly. The day I start to understand what they say. It may very well be the day when they can finally get close enough. He looks up with a smile, but it looks so wrong somehow. My heart aches painfully at the sight. I can't tell if it's for him, me, or maybe both of us. I can already understand some of the words. The more death magic you use, the closer the shadows will start to get. Sometimes you can feel them reach out to you, grab at you. Ew. It's not a pleasant feeling. I stare at him wordlessly. Even my mind seems to have gone silent and still. Is there no way to reverse this? To fix it? You don't. But if you stop using it, it stops getting worse. It may go away eventually, but it hasn't for me, so I wouldn't know. He shrugs. It's too late for me, though. Death magic touched my soul too deeply, even without me using it at first. I don't want to get your hopes up, so I won't say that you may have a chance. It's a possibility in theory anyway, but you pretty much have to test it yourself. Don't you have anyone else you can ask? Anyone who did something like Michiko did and managed to stop it or reverse it or something? Despite the grave tone of the conversation, Shinji laughs. I guess. I don't associate with any other death mages exactly. I don't advertise that I'm one, and technically anyway. And no one else is going to either, and if they do, I suggest you run. I'll try to ask around discreetly, but don't hold out any hope. My whole body feels cold. I feel like I'm not even in my body at all. My mind races a mile a minute. What have I done? What's going to happen to me? Didn't you read this in the book? I could have sworn this was in the book and you did it anyway. What happens to an immortal without a soul? I don't know. You've become like an empty coffin. Takumi looks strangely angry and ready to storm out of the place. He gets up, nearly knocking over the bar stool, but he stops when his eyes lands on me. His expression softens immediately. He sighs and looks at Shinji. Thanks, Shinji. I'm going to take her home now. I think we need some time to process what you said. Yeah, no problem, and if it gets any worse, let me know, alright? Yeah. Come on, Michiko. I want to say Takumi. Taku stands up and pulls me by the wrist until I get up and leads me away. It barely registers that we're leaving, or even moving. I feel like I'm locked inside my own head, screaming and screaming for the help that might never come. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I obviously read the book, and I obviously skimmed through and didn't realize. I could have sworn it was said in the book that this would happen. Like some sort of it. My thoughts run as if on loop. On a loop. I don't remember leaving or the walk back to Aurelia's house. Once we get inside, it's obvious that Aurelia is at home. Takumi rummages through the cabinets with shaking hands, trying to pick a drink for himself. He pulls out a bottle of something and takes a swig of it. He's underage. He shouldn't. I sigh. Now you know what? Whatever. If he's old enough to be doing what he does at night, he can at least have a drink without me saying anything. Taku pulls out a pair of crystal glasses from another cabinet and turns to me. Want a drink? I don't normally drink, but yeah, I think I really need a drink right now. Taku nods and quickly pours me a glass of amber-colored liquid and holds it out to me. With shaky hands, I reach out and take it, but the glass slips right out of my grasp. It shatters as it hits the wood floor. Hello? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'll go and get a towel. I run off to the bathroom without waiting for a reply. I look around everywhere around the bedroom. Where did I leave my towel? I look under the bed. Oh my god, I thought something scary was gonna pop out at me. I'm not ready for that. I'm gonna take a headphone out of my ear. I know I left it here somewhere. My eyes start to water and tears begin to stream from my eyes like a flood. I sink down to the floor in frustration as the tears roll down my cheeks. What the hell am I doing? I hear footsteps, and when I look up, I see Takumi. Oh, I finally say Takumi. Takumi appear in the doorway, simply staring down at me. Okay, I think it's fine. Putting my headset back in. My first instinct is to look away and to try and hide my tears. But it's Takumi. With him, it's okay somehow. His quiet voice echoes across the room. How could you risk yourself like that? In truth, I'd feared this conversation ever since I learned about death magic. I don't respond. I can't, so I just look away. Takumi walks up to me and kneels down. He grabs me by my shoulders and forces me to look up at him. He looks directly into my eyes and asks again, how could you risk yourself like that? I focus on him, and my own frustration at him finally boils over. Couldn't I ask the same thing of you? Don't you go out and risk yourself for Yazu every night? What about all the crap you shoot up before missions? And the cigarettes. You said were just medicinal. Taku stares at me and then backs away. I push myself up to stand, taking my chance to go on the offensive now. That can't be good for your health. Are those things even safe for humans? Taku doesn't answer, or perhaps he can't. You're damaging your body to be able to compete with the competition, aren't you? It's basically the same thing, isn't it? Since you're still just a human? What you did wasn't even comparable to me risking my life. You're destroying your soul. I had to. I needed to be able to keep up with you so I could find Shizuka. It wouldn't have mattered if I just was able to get back to normal. I thought that anyway. And besides, I wanted to protect you too, you dumbass. We look at each other, breathing heavily. I break our eye contact, looking out the window instead. Even though I believe in what I said, I feel a little guilty for yelling at him. Takumi suddenly reaches out and grabs my hand. In one smooth motion, he tugs my arm and I stumble into his chest. Taku steadies me, pulling me into his strong arms. I'm too surprised to do anything but stand there. I'm terrified, and I don't want to lose you or Yazu. But it feels like I'm about to lose both of you. Huh? Yazu, I'm not ready for crying. I'm stunned when the tears fill Taku's eyes. They're about to let him go soon. Take him off life support. Parents, they can't afford to take care of him anymore. What? Then Nyoko, now it all makes sense. But why now? When we're so close to figuring out what happened to him? Takumi doesn't seem to have any answers for me. Stunned, all my strength leaves me and I relax into his arms. We hold each other as tears quietly flow, neither really knowing what to say. And then Takumi pulls back, away from me. I need to go. Go somewhere. Get some air. He mumbles so quietly that I almost don't hear. Takumi starts to move away, his warmth leaving me, but I grab his hand and look down, pulling at him. Please don't go right now. I don't think either one of us should be alone. I don't want to be alone thinking about all this shit. I'm scared. I'm really scared. For Yazu, for me. Yazu's gonna be fine, right guys? I'm not ready for the news. For you. I look up at Takumi. I mean, when my soul's gone, will I just be left alive but empty? What happens when an immortal's soul fades away anyway? Takumi looks down at me, our eyes not straying from each other. He leans down and kisses my forehead. It'll be okay. I promise I'll help you. I'll figure it out. Please don't cry. I won't let anything bad happen to you. I look up and gently pull his face down to mine. I hesitate for a moment, looking into his beautiful violet eyes, our noses almost touching. We both bring our lips together. What starts out as a tender kiss but quickly turns into one of need. I wrap my arms around his neck and pull him back to the bed without breaking the kiss. Hello? I sit down, pulling him with me. Takumi places his hand on me and slowly begins to move his fingers up my body. His lips on mine, still hungry for me, not giving me a chance for breath. Close. No, this is like Shinji! We didn't declare I love yet. You can't be doing this already. Clothes slides off the floor and are fast forgotten about. But that night, there aren't any worries or thoughts of the future. We live only in the moment, desperately taking in every ardent second without regrets. Chapter 9, Solitude. I forgot how many chapters there are in this round. When I wake up and turn in bed, I find that Takumi is nowhere to be seen. I sit up and look around. His clothes are nowhere in sight. Takumi? No response. I wrap the sheet around myself and get up. Taku? I quickly check the bathroom, but he isn't there. Wrapped in a sheet, I peek outside the bedroom door and see Aurelia there. Our eyes meet for just a second. I duck back inside in an instant. I try not to think too much as I go take a shower, hoping that Takumi's out in the living room. I hope Takumi is with Aurelia. I duck out so quick I didn't get a good look at anything else. Ugh, I also hope she didn't actually see me like this. She'd definitely know what's up then. I think she already knows. I mean, she was already rooting for you guys to begin with. When I get dressed and come out, I finally get a good look around and see that Takumi is nowhere to be found. And I find that I can't even look her really in the eye. I hope she didn't come back during all of that. Had fun last night? Oh shoot. Oh god. Why? I'm gonna die. I can't bring myself to say anything or even meet her eyes as she hands me some breakfast. Aurelia just laughs and goes to wash the dishes. But as soon as she turns the tap on, she sighs and turns it right off. She turns back around to face me. And this is where we're gonna stop for today. Hope you guys are not upset. Hope you guys are not upset. I don't know if I already mentioned it in the beginning of the episode or not. I mentioned it in other series, but I'm starting to cut back on my recording times just so it can save me time on recording and editing since there's so many series going on at once. So from now on, series are gonna probably be around 15 to 20 minutes roughly instead of 30. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But there will be random times where it'll be back at 30 minutes, so it'll be a surprise. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.